Time, all of us have 24 hours only in a day.
Yes.
So time management is nothing like that. It is actually priority management. You have to prioritize. That's why always if we know what is the most important value of human life, that's good enough. The most important value of human life is to know that
Welcome to Luminary Lounge, a podcast where we share well-lived insights for lives. Our guest today is one of those rare people who has been officially honored for mastering both the outer and inner worlds. Sir Dr. S.N. Omkar is the Chief Research Scientist in Aerospace Engineering at the Indian Institute of Science, that is IISc in Bangalore, where he leads work in satellite imaging processing, biomechanics, unmanned aerial vehicles, and machine learning, and has authored over 140 journal papers and guided hundreds of young researchers. For his scientific contributions, he has been honored with the Satish Dhawan Award for Scientists and Engineers in Aerospace Engineering. And for his lifelong work in yoga, he has received the Karnataka State Rajyotsava Award, one of the state's highest civilian honors. He's also the founder of Yoga Mandir, where we are today. Thank you, sir. In Bengaluru, a charitable trust established back in 1989, and is a curator of Surya, Student Upliftment and Rejuvenation Through Yoga. What a beautiful name. A flagship program based on Patanjali's Yoga Sutras for adolescents. So today we get to sit down with a man who has won top honors both as a scientist and as a yogi. Someone who has spent decades engineering drones, decoding satellite data, and quietly teaching people how to engineer their own inner balance. Dr. Omkar, sir, welcome to Luminary Lounge, a podcast where we share insights from lives well lived.
Namaste,
Namaste.
Dr. Aruna. Thank you for this podcast.
So you've spent 35 plus years balancing aerospace research at IISc with teaching yoga.
Yeah, yoga itself about 45 years.
45 years.
Yes.
Wow. What was your personal turning point that made you realize you needed to do both, not choose one?
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I was doing yoga ever since from my high school days.
Okay.
So there was no question of choosing yoga.
Right.
So it was a...
Yoga chose you.
yeah, maybe, yes. It was part of my life.
Right.
And with that I did my engineering and then I joined IISc. So one of the reasons perhaps why I stayed IISc is yoga. Because IISc, that environment, that ecosystem,
Yes.
promotes this kind of pursuing this kind of art and science. So that way, yes, there was no question of choosing. I mean, those days, if you take even aerospace is not something that I really chose. I got into BE mechanical, then I did. Then I got some opportunity at IISc. So that's how I started, and I got a job also there. Then I settled down.
I see.
Yes.
Okay. Right. So it was more like, life played you those cards and you took it up.
Yes.
And
Yes.
that's wonderful. But looking back, what is the earliest lesson about discipline or balance from your own upbringing that shaped how you live today? Was there anything in your upbringing that, took you through that path?
Well, my father, late Dr. Subram Joyce, he was a school teacher, and my mother, Nagamma, she was a housewife, and we were brought up in village, especially Talkad, Vasarajpur.
Okay.
Talkad is where I spent most of my childhood days. And there you see that the very fabric of those days' life was, a kind of prepared for you to have patience and perseverance. Because after we all wake up, even for mother to make 1 cup of coffee, it would take 1 hour. Those days, the charcoal stove, etc. There was no instant things happening.
Yes.
So I think that patience was, it was a part of the life.
True.
And we had a good upbringing, middle class people, but well, the parents really gave me that much needed samskara, which are the building blocks for our future.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I think, as you rightly said, in the current sort of scenario, delayed gratification
Correct,
is
correct.
not there at all.
People are for instant gratification.
True.
And
Yes.
those days, you see, we were actually waiting for festivals like Gokulashtami because we would get many interesting things to eat. We used to wait year long for that occasion. But now instant gratification, any of these eatables, if you want now, 5 minutes you can Swiggy, get it, eat it.
True.
So the charm is lost.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. I agree. But was there anything else that you still practice as a lesson from what your parents sort of inculcated in you then?
Yes, very much, because the very pursuit of yoga implies discipline. There's absolutely no compromise on that. In fact, if you look at Patanjali's Yoga Sutra, the very first sutra is Ata Yoga Anushasanam. Anushasanam means it is like a law. You have to abide by it. Yoga is not something that you simply talk about or memorize some shlokas or sutras. It is about putting it into practice.
Right.
So that discipline is something very, very essential. Even today, I keep up that discipline right from the time I wake up. There is no age limit. In fact, yuva vruddho, ati vruddho, vyadito durbalopi va, abhyasat siddhim apnoti sarva yogeshva tandritaha. So everybody is eligible for yoga. But if you talk about whether small kids can do, I think that we have to be a little judicious in deciding what to teach and how much to teach. As in, for example, very youngsters like primary school children, etc. I think we should allow them to play around. Don't put them into some classroom environment, asking them to do some asanas. Instead of that, make it playful. But there is this aspects of yama and niyama which Patanjali talks about. That is ethical life. That in using some good stories, etc., we should imbibe into those young minds at that age. That is the building block. Then slowly, make them to, when they come to high school levels, etc. Because at least I believe that unless there is some other medical condition, up to about 12, 13 years, make them anything playful. Even if you do yoga, make it playful. Not necessarily, do trikonasana, pull your kneecap, where is your hand, where is your leg. All such alignments, etc., we don't have to bother. And maybe after the developmental stage is over, maybe like upwards 18, 20, then introduce pranayama, breathing, etc., which are more sophisticated, more subtle. Then as the life goes on, when they start feeling some heats of life, then graduation to other aspects of practice of meditation, etc., could eventually be imbibed. Okay. So this graded approach has to be followed. Why I am saying this is because many times I keep visiting a lot of schools. Even in primary school, etc., some breathing, etc., they do, which, most of the times I don't see any big harm. But in some cases where the kids could have some sort of developmental issues,
yes,
that could be, have some negative impact.
True.
Even if we negatively impact even 1 out of 100, I think we have to be, it's unpardonable. So, better safe than sorry. That should be our approach.
Okay, so you recommend that schools also should have a graded approach.
They
rather
must
than
have graded
make-
approach. They must have graded approach.
Right.
Very, very essential.
So, what kind of unstructured manner of yoga can be introduced to youngsters up to 13 years of age?
See, I would say up to about 13 years of age, as far as the physical movements are concerned, make it playful. Even in yoga, we do a lot of jumping, some balancing,
Right.
kept, and focus more on yama and niyama. Patanjali says, for example, ahimsa, satya, asteya, brahmacharya, aparigraha are the yamas, which are essential for a balanced society. Then personal discipline. Patanjali says, Shaucha, Santosha, Tapaswadhyaya, Ishvara Pranidhana, Niyama. So this is very essential for us to lead a balanced life, and without this foundation, even higher practices like pranayama and meditation is not possible. We cannot simply say with all, you mess up your life without following the ethical values, and then say, okay, I'll sit and meditate and chant Om. It won't help. It's not going to work.
That's true.
So we have to have this kind of approach for young children. Focus more on how to teach yama and niyama. That can be taught through some stories, bring in some important, great personalities, the life stories of great people like Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, Swami Vivekananda, and use their life episodes to show that, okay, this is how you should be. From that age, if that comes, especially in the modern world of distraction, children have a bigger challenge these days because of the kind of distraction.
Absolutely, sir. I mean, the digital. They're struggling between two worlds, the real world and the digital world.
Just take our own television scenes. Even on television, there are certain situations which, with family, with kids, you will feel embarrassed to look at.
Yes.
And and added to that, the mobile phones, we all know, and
a lot of screen time
things, and it can trigger their youth hormones in a wrong way, negative way.
True, sir. True.
And that's very difficult.
Absolutely, sir. So, I mean, current generation, which is struggling between two worlds of digital and real world, would you have any practical advice where we can, starting, I see youngsters, infants being given phones, mobile phones to distract them just for, some quiet for the parents. Which is unfortunate.
It's unfortunate.
Right? But is there anything that you'd like to tell the society per se as to how we can deal with this from a very young age?
No, advice is, you see, we all know, in fact, medically, you are a doctor, so you also appreciate that all of us have these mirror neurons. That's how kids start imitating.
Yes.
So if the parents, instead of forcing them not to see the mobile, first they should implement. So if they don't see TV always, and if they don't get engaged always with the mobile phones, I'm sure the kids will also imitate them. So I see and I tell my kid the opposite. That won't work in general. So first thing is, when I say parents, including all the elders, because these days I see this mobile addiction, not just in the youth, even old people, they are very much addicted.
Very much. Yeah.
Some serial or some mobile reels, etc. So unless we transform, it won't become a culture.
A lot of mindless
just by
scrolling.
Advice will not help. Incidentally, next month I am doing a 3-day workshop on mobile de-addiction, digital detox.
Oh,
I
wonderful.
call it as digital detox.
Right.
And just wanted to convey to the youth as much as possible that what else you can do. What does yoga talk about? This kind of de-addiction, how to do that. So I think it is very essential and it's important also in the current.
That's very interesting. Very interesting. I think from your background, sir, over decades of research and teaching, has your definition of success evolved? And if yes, because I know that I'm going to come back to the points that we're discussing, but has your definition of success, because success definition in the modern world is different. What we used to think of success a few years ago, decades ago, is different. So what has it evolved? How has it evolved for you? And if yes, what are the biggest shifts that you see?
See, success for me is definitely not any name, fame, or money. It is the inner satisfaction, ultimately, that the, for example, a lot of people come for yoga therapy here.
Right.
And if they, at any point of time, if they tell that, okay, my back pain is relieved, I'm better now, or no, I'm not so much disturbed as I used to be, that gives me a more satisfaction.
Right.
In fact, other day I went for some program, and because I used to do a lot of programs on television, I keep doing even now sometimes. And on my YouTube, I regularly put some of these useful tips through postures and breathing techniques. And somebody whom I didn't know, he came, I was addressing some group of people. Then he came himself and said that I had a lot of issues with my back and the hips.
Right.
I was not able to move at all. And after seeing your lessons, now I'm doing 42-kilometer marathon.
Oh my God,
That's
amazing.
what in fact, I forgot his name also.
Wow.
But that gives me the inner satisfaction.
There's nothing like it.
That's nothing like it. Nothing else is.
Such deep satisfaction.
Yeah, that satisfaction that you have touched somebody's life. I think that is important.
Absolutely. What's one belief about achievement that you completely let go of? I know that you said you started off saying that money and fame and name and fame are not really important. It's the inner satisfaction that matters. Is that's the belief that you completely let go of, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right. And so when you come to your science life, right, the other aspect of you, which is again so inspiring, you work on UAVs, computational intelligence, satellite imaging, all cutting edge stuff.
Yes.
In IISc. Can you walk us through how you approach a complex research problem from day one? How would you do that?
In fact, the UAV lab, ours is perhaps one of the oldest academic labs in the country.
Oh.
Yes. So, yes, those days we started with drones when, even this, the first time what the whole world saw, the 3D, Three Idiots movie, that quadcopter flying.
Yeah.
We were doing much before that.
Okay.
So, we started because we knew that fundamentally, okay, something when you rotate, it can lift. That's all. They had no big knowledge about what all it takes. We thought, okay, you fix some two propellers or some lifting device, it should take off. Then we came to know that what all the other gadgets that are needed, and just our intuition that, okay, put two propellers, it will take off, won't work. It needs more than that physically. So then we slowly started developing. So we first step into a conceptual idea. Then the only point that is required is earlier failures will be there, disappointments will be there. Only point is never give up.
Yes, never give up.
Keep doing it. Some solution will come. So that is one of the basic ideas in all the work that we do.
Okay, right. So for our listeners who want to know a little more about drones.
Yeah. See, the technical word, it started as either, these days they call it as remotely piloted aerial systems or PAS, and some of it call it as unmanned aerial vehicles.
Right.
But I generally don't use unmanned because of the gender issues, because today women are also as powerful as men.
Thank you. Thanks for that.
Therefore, I keep the UAV, but I call it as uninhabited aerial vehicles.
Uninhabited.
So that it satisfies everyone. Yeah. So drones is more what public recognize as a system. And perhaps it has come from the drone bees which go on the hunt in the morning. So
the bees,
So then there are some expansions for drones, but anyway, generally drones are what people look at as quadcopters or hexacopters, where you have a rotating propeller. and it is a part of the UAV system. Under UAV system, we also have fixed wing,
Okay.
which
Okay.
are just like our usual transport aeroplanes,
Right.
fixed wing. Now we have hybrid of these two also, general categories of this.
Okay.
We work on all these categories of UAVs in a smaller case. And we also work on, see, we don't just design, fabricate, and fly.
Yeah.
We also use the data.
Right.
For example, we collect images from them and use it for a variety of purposes. We have done for a lot of applications in agricultural area, agricultural yield prediction. And I also happen to be the chair for the drone standardization in India.
Oh, excellent.
So, and we have set up already, I was the convener even for that agricultural drone standards in India.
Right.
It is already published in the Gazette of India.
I see.
So, such work we carry on. We use it for radiation monitoring. In case there is any radiation mishap, how these UAVs can be safely used to measure the radiation levels.
True.
So that human intervention is not necessary.
Yeah, it makes anything so accessible, isn't it?
Yes.
Like the heights of Himalayas, remote areas, radiation prone areas, maybe tunnels and caves.
Yes. Plenty of applications.
Yeah, absolutely. That's so many applications.
So we work
really
on all
interesting.
that. And added to that, we also work on satellite image processing because capturing image through drone, although you get very high resolution, difficult to cover all the area because satellites can see it. One satellite you can get 10 square kilometers in one shot. But in drone it is not that easy. So we try to work even on that, and we try to combine these two, take advantage of the high resolution of the drone plus the high swath of the satellite and mix them to get the best of both.
Right.
So such things using what we call as generative AI, we do that. Yes.
Oh, okay. So in this regard, you must be collaborating with, say, ISRO or some
very much.
camera, manufacturing and
very much.
Heiselberg and something like that.
Collaborative work with ISRO. I have done a lot of projects and even with a lot of UAV companies. We are involved.
Interesting. So I want to know a simple insight. What is it that you use? What's your mental, let's say, framework when you get stuck on a problem? How do you come out of a problem, like a imbroglio, if I want, impasse?
Yeah, I mean, such roadblocks we do hit. But, well, at no point you should be frustrated.
Just wanted to know how much yoga can help you in such situations.
Definitely. See, failure is also a learning.
Yes.
See, there is a lesson. We always remember Thomas Alva Edison. And he tried with some 2000 different materials. Only tungsten succeeded as the 2000th element. And his assistant, I believe, remarked, if you had stepped on this tungsten, 1999 experiments you could have saved. It is all waste. Then Thomas Alva Edison replied, it's not waste. Now we know none of those materials work. Only this works.
Absolutely.
So there is a lesson in all these things, and we have seen, in fact, even in our research, we see, for example, we were working on some mathematical method to solve some nonlinear differential equations in helicopters. We stepped on some solution. Then after about 2 years, I found out that there is another powerful method that exists, already published.
Oh, okay.
So then, that's a learning.
Yeah.
Then we had to change the problem. We changed. That was also advantage because I knew, this doesn't work, then we should move to something else. That's how I got into the area of artificial intelligence, etc.
I see. Okay.
Long back.
Oh.
Yes. So any such roadblocks, you should stay calm and know that, it's a part of any research, any work. And anyway, one advantage we have, at least in engineering, at least in this kind of problem solutions, etc., there's no human risk that is involved. We are not going to do some major thing. Stay calm. And as you rightly said, the yogic mindset, definitely helps.
Daily practice of meditation and
Yes,
pranayam, and just
definitely.
controlling your breaths probably really helps you handle stress better, isn't it?
Actually, stress is something that does not even exist. It's only a misconceived thing in life. So whenever people talk about stress management, that's what I always wonder why. First, stress is something your own internal reaction.
True.
If only your reaction is right, there is no stress.
That's correct.
External
But that's a very practical thing that many of us struggle with. You have a situation, some people react to it, some people respond to it.
Yes,
right? So that difference, that extra few seconds to either react or respond will come from meditation and pranayam, isn't it?
That's very true.
Yeah.
So if you have a balanced mind, then you take appropriate decisions.
Right.
So there's nothing called frustration or disappointment. If you don't have that, and if you are not attached, for example, if I solve this problem, I'll become that, I'll become this. Nothing. I enjoy solving this problem.
Right.
That's it.
Without looking for the fruits.
Without looking for what is the outcome.
Yes.
Then things will be better.
Much better. True. So IISc is one of India's premier research institutions. We all know that and really appreciate the fact that we have it in Bangalore. What does it take to sustain excellence and curiosity over decades in such competitive environment? In such a competitive environment, you've got to sustain curiosity in spite of several, it must be a roller coaster ride. So what does it take to sustain curiosity? And what is curiosity for you? How do we build curiosity in young minds?
Correct. See, we must look around. First thing, don't have selfish motive. I must, because if you look around, you will see a lot of problems. So pick up any one of that which is near to your area of expertise and try to solve that, try to help out. Then things will evolve, something will come up. And being in IISc, there are a lot of legends at IISc. So that environment itself will, it has its own waves, so to say, that will make you work better. So I look for, that beyond your own selfish motive to help anyone, any situation, then some solutions will come. For example, that's what we have been doing. We just the tomato, we see this tomato, sometimes the prices go up, go down.
Yes.
A lot of farmers suffer. We just thought, okay, can we solve using UAVs? And we did some work on that. And we were able to, using machine learning, you fly a drone over a tomato field, we are able to say what is the yield that can come out of this. In fact, we can give the number of tomatoes, count, and we can also grade them so that it can help. So if somebody, this is more futuristic. For example, if you fly and find out so many tomatoes are there, this is the grade of the tomato, the farmer can tag this is the price, and it can sit on a cloud, and any purchaser can look at it and say, okay, this tomato, this quantity I need, this rate, okay. Then extending it to what is developing now, we are also working on the cargo drones, delivery drones. And you can perhaps go to that. A UAV can go there, take maybe 50 or 100 kgs of tomato, bring it to the consumer. So that will avoid all middlemen, etc. This is a long shot, but just the that you empathizing with someone's difficulty will bring in all these ideas. So this involves a lot of things, like we have worked on AI algorithms which can detect all these tomatoes, grade them, and classify them, and give a quantification. And it is all on cloud. Your AI algorithms can be on cloud. And we are also working on drones, UAVs, which are the ability to carry some 100 kg stuff.
Amazing. Okay.
So if all these
It's a very
things can be
comprehensive
integrated,
solution. Can we
yes,
give it integrated solutions?
it will take some
Let's
more
make-
time to be implemented.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to say is the very fact that you empathize with someone's
Yes.
difficulty.
Identifying a problem, empathizing,
Yeah,
and solving.
yes, yes.
Oh, that's
That's how
wonderful
good
work.
curiosity will come.
Yeah. But sir, in your career through these 35 years in IISc, you must have seen colleagues handling burnout, handling demotivation. Is there anything that you can tell people who are going through such situations in their lives?
Yeah.
Burnout, especially work has become very, very taxing for many.
Yes.
Highly demanding. Software engineers, let's say doctors, software engineers, any profession for that matter.
Yeah.
And people see work as something which is a very high priority, and everything else takes backseat. And burnout is common. I mean, even if when I did a survey amongst my own fraternity of obstetricians and gynecologists, the burnout rates are very high. So how do you help such people handle burnout and demotivation?
Correct. In fact, I interact with a lot of these corporate people. Many of them also come to the class. So first thing is most of these people who are stressed out is all largely because of misconception. The way you look at life. Today's corporate world, it is all big, revolving around the NSC index or something like that. Every year the graph has to go up.
Yeah.
So that creates a lot of disturbance.
Yeah.
You have to keep doing that and there is no end to it. So the first thing is the whole way of looking at the employee-employer relationship should change. And this change, nobody should think that, okay, this is anti-progress. Definitely not. The moment you ask someone to, say, work beyond the abilities or beyond, taking too much of pressure, etc., that will yield some results maybe initially, but later it will plateau and in fact it can go negative.
Yeah.
Instead, if you create a holistic culture, that will have a sustainable progress, which is in the long term, it is better. So it is a overall thing. The number one is the employee has to also moderate
some
his own
changes
approach, because many a times what happens, the way I compare with someone else, and okay, that fellow is getting promoted, now what should I do? I have to run, get exhausted, things like that. That attachment to some results, things like that in life, chasing something in life, that is bad. That is the hedonic culture. You don't really enjoy. You're always chasing one target out of another target, target, and in between you never relax. So that's a dangerous thing. Secondly, the employer should also, the leadership should also look at it. I mean, now there is a change we see in many companies. That should happen everywhere, to look at that, okay, this is an individual, it is a system where we have to enable him to, properly recoup so that it becomes better in the long run. Instead of putting too much of pressure unnecessarily, you create an ecosystem, an environment where all of us can mutually enjoy our growth with the company, or wherever you are. And that will be better. So if you look at the Patanjali Yoga Sutra, there he clearly identifies why do we suffer. So Patanjali says we suffer because of our own kleshas. Kleshas means afflictions. It says avidya, asmita, raga, dvesha, abhinivesha. In this, what haunts corporate world
Could you repeat that, sir?
Avidya,
Avidya,
ignorance, asmita, ego, raga, excessive attraction, dvesha, aversion, Abhinivesha, fear of losing.
Abhinivesha.
Okay.
Right.
And if you closely examine what is happening with many people, there's excessive attraction. We have seen a lot of youth. So first thing, okay, if I get a job, I am happy. And not an ordinary job. I have seen people who are getting good pay package.
Yes.
And that will keep them happy for maybe 1 year.
Yeah.
Then he says, oh, this year I did not get hike or promotion.
That's right.
Then
yeah.
there's no end to it. Because we start comparing with someone and initially 2-bedroom house, I was happy. Now, after my colleague got 4-bedroom, now I am disturbed. Same 2-bedroom looks nasty. So this, the scarcity mindset, the scarcity mindset should go. And whatever is there, we should have that abundant mindset. I'm not saying this is anti-progress again. No. Now Patanjali says santosha. Santosha means contentment. It's not anti-progress. And he says santoshat anuttama sukhalabhaha. If anyone wants to be eternally happy, it is only through that contentment. Otherwise, whatever you achieve, even you buy your own private jet, yes, you can be disturbed with a Maruti 800. In private jet also you can be disturbed. It doesn't, that jet will not make you happy. But it is that feeling of that inner contentment. That is the one which gives lasting satisfaction. And such individual, such leadership can make a sustainable development. Then there won't be burnout. Then there won't be stressful. Then there is no kind of, what they call as Monday.
Monday blues.
Monday blues.
Right.
All such things will not be there. For example, where I work, such a wonderful environment. And never a day I thought, oh, today I have to go to office. No. It's already about 40 years I've been going there. Every day, the same enthusiasm I go. I would love to go. And that's it. So that environment we have to build.
That's right. The culture, as you rightly said. And you very well put the fact that both the employee and the employer
that should happen. Because today's world, what is happening, the Western, this fear factor is very high. You don't know. Friday, if your boss calls, you don't know why he has called. Then you get a ping click. Yes. What is it? So such fear should go. The fear of losing is something. Patanjali, of course, refers in a larger sector as fear of losing the body, fear of death. But, down the line, fear of losing whatever I have. Yes. So if that comes, and people, especially in 40s, etc., they would be tied up with some EMI in general. And if there is a threat that, okay, what will happen? Yes. That would create a lot of ripples in the mind of stress. So such things, that induced stress, which is unnecessarily created, that should be removed, both from the individual and from the people who are in charge of such people. Right. Oh, very, very beautiful insight, sir. The come out of the mindset of scarcity and and into the mindset of abundance. Abundance, you see, we all, in general, you see, today, at least in some of the people who are working, in general, we see that there's no big trouble for having a square meal and a roof overhead. There's no serious issues. Today things have changed. All of us have whatever, we can, for a comfortable life, we do have. And if somebody has some scarcity, there are people to even help them. Today, the culture, the wealth is there so that anybody's hunger and roof can be taken care of. But the whole problem with urban life is that you have, but you are chasing something. Yes. And you don't know why. Yeah. And that chase will never end. True, sir. I think, that's very true. And as you rightly said, getting a very high pay package, you start at a high level, then you're only expecting to go up from there. Correct, and it's always going to
lead on to frustration
Yes,
eventually. So you worked on both computational and experimental approaches. How do you decide when to trust a model versus when to go back to the lab?
Yeah. See, we do modeling, and see, modeling is very essential because to understand the physics behind whatever system that you are working on. But ultimate validation comes from the experiment. Whatever we do, put aerofoil, do everything on, for example, a flying vehicle. Ultimately, we go for wind tunnel, which is the true representative of the experiment values. Beyond that is the flight, which ultimately takes. So we need to do that. And sometimes there are, unmodeled dynamics. Some mathematical model is only to some extent. There are a lot of things that you cannot model. So such things, we have to go for the experiments and get to know what other insights are there, and then only do. So it depends upon what kind of a system you are handling. If it is a system which is amenable to your mathematical understanding, good. Otherwise, the experiments, and through experiments, you can refine your own theoretical understanding, remodel. And nowadays, we have more sophisticated tools like artificial intelligence, etc., where it can help you right from the experimental data to model them. So all these tools can be used. So it depends upon what is the system that you are handling.
With the emergence of AI, how much, like in the research world, in the modern research culture, how much is AI helping researchers? Or I'm sure, I mean, we all know that those who know AI are better off than who are completely ignorant of it.
Yeah.
But how much is it actually, let's say, in penetrating the research world nowadays? Can you please tell us from the,
the loose comparison I can give is that just like our mobile phone. If somebody says, mobile phones, is it useful? Definitely useful. Is it harmful? Definitely harmful. What decides useful or harmful? It depends upon the user.
Yes.
If you know how to use it wisely, mobile is very useful. In fact, today it is almost indispensable, but it is useful, effective, and it has helped many. It has been helping, but it is also spoiling many.
Yes.
So similarly, AI, if you know how to use it, even for research, it's a wonderful tool. But if you delegate everything to ChatGPT, for example, a lot of youngsters, unfortunately, are doing that. That your own ability to think. That if you delegate, that is going to be a problem because it will pull something, give something. ChatGPT, is one thing that will say, I don't know. It will never say, I don't know. It will pull something and give you. Okay. So, if you know how to use it, we have found that, it's a wonderful tool. But you should not delegate your analytical thinking abilities just to do that and just believe whatever it gives.
So you suggest somebody who's giving a prompt, I mean, a prompt engineering for that matter, the prompt must be well thought of. So yeah, obviously you have to use your own intelligence for the prompt.
Yes.
And then the analyzing also must be done by your own intelligence.
We have been using prompt engineering.
Yeah.
In fact, to, for example, some of the topics of physics, if you want to now create a video of that so that you can illustrate that concept, we are trying to use prompt engineering.
Okay.
But what we have seen is many times if your prompt is not all right, it can do something that will not obey any laws of physics.
Yeah, a lot of hallucinations.
Yeah, a lot of hallucinations will come. So, yes, prompt engineering does not mean that you don't do anything. It is, you should know what it is and you should know how to correct it, all that. But now that ChatGPT is also improving, no doubt.
Yes.
Obviously, as it sees many examples from all over the world, it also keeps evolving. But with all that, we have to use it cautiously and with wisdom.
True.
We should never think that, okay, this is something we'll believe. Whatever it gives.
Has to be authenticated again. Authenticated.
Let me not think of anything.
Yes.
I will just do it ChatGPT. At best, I will verify it with DeepSeek or Perplexity. That should not be the attitude. You sit, you do your homework, you realize, because we should not, you are a doctor. So, brain is also like any muscle. If you don't use it, you will lose it.
Yes, absolutely. That's point well taken, sir. So coming to literature search and research, for that you think AI works well for a ChatGPT, literature search, because you can pull out
you can.
articles
Literature
from
survey, yes, that is one of the important things that we use. It can pull out a lot of things, and it can, in fact, many times give leads to ideas which you would not have conceptualized. That is there. There's no doubt about that. I mean, recent papers are there where it has helped even in solving some very complex mathematical problems. That we have a lot of respect for the technology, and especially for literature survey, it is a very, very wonderful tool. Like earlier days, we used to struggle quite a lot. Now you can do a lot, and even when you get some of these documents, many times it can have some 30-40 pages.
Yes.
You can
summarize
and first see whether it is useful to you.
Yes.
Then, if it is so, then you can dwell upon it in more detail. For such things, it really helps. There's no doubt about it.
So, where do you see India evolving in the AI world? I mean, ChatGPT is there, Perplexity, DeepSeek, everything. But where is India fitting into this AI revolution? Do you see any hope, any optimism for India?
Well, today in today's world, you see, everything is globalized.
But is India coming out with any AI tools?
India, a lot of work is going on in using, especially when it comes to our local languages.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are working on the AI because these LLMs are now fairly well understood. A lot of implementation things are happening even in our country.
Right, that's great. But because we get worried in the medical world, we get worried that the data is very much biased and maybe a little, sort of biased towards American and Chinese research.
Since you brought this out, we are working on the early detection of or early prediction of CP in
cerebral palsy
young born. And as you rightly said, when we first started we do what is called general movement analysis using AI. When we first thought, there is image data set available from some other country, and when we applied to the kids here, the result did not match because we have, skin color, so many things. The anthropometric issues will be there. Now we are developing our own data set, and we are already progressing very well, and it is yielding good result. So what you said, yes, that bias issues, definitely one need to take care, because the anthropometric variation in our country is so huge. From Manipur to Bangalore to Bihar, everywhere. It's so wide. So there is a need to Indianize some of these data sets. And thankfully, we have done a lot of such works. In fact, on one of the issues we worked on, eye in the sky. That is, when you fly drones to monitor a mob. For example, you're flying some 50 drones to monitor a huge mob, let us say. And the video feeds are coming, and there are televisions where the police can see if there is some violence activity taking some place somewhere. It's very difficult to pick up for the police by looking at it.
Yes.
So what we have developed is an algorithm which do the real-time analysis of this image, and if there is some actions we have trained, we have created what is called a violent activity data set that is created in our lab at IISc.
Right. Including stampedes?
We not stampede. We have worked on hitting, kicking,
that sort of
molesting,
right.
snatching.
Yeah.
This can also stampede. Also, we can model it. After all, we have to add it to the data set. So that we have done. We have successfully presented in one of the leading conferences in the world. And in fact, BBC interviewed us about that work.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yes.
Eye in the Sky, I've heard about
Yes.
That's
the drone. You can see, Google my name and see. So we have created our own data set. So such works are going on even here. A lot of my colleagues and elsewhere in the country also. The community is generally aware of this problem and trying to tackle.
Wonderful, sir. If you could ban one trend in modern research culture, publish or perish, grant chasing, etc., what would it be?
Well, you see, I always look at it from ultimately what does it mean to the society. That's one single thing. True. For example, in the scientific community, we have to publish, no doubt. Just because you cannot publish, you need not perish.
Yeah.
If you can show that you have solved some other societal issues or you have touched someone, good. In any field. For example, even as a doctor, if you solve some complex or complicated issue with pregnancy also, whatever, that gives you satisfaction. Whether you get a publication out of it, how does it matter?
Sure.
That need not. But of course, that is there. And grant chasing, yes, these days that is there. I mean, sometimes for doing any such work, we do need financial support. So towards that also, we need to work. But, that should not be done with, the attitude that whatever it is, I will somehow want to get that money. That attitude should go.
True, sir. So what is the first intervention you would recommend when you see some sort of mental exhaustion that comes up in the workplace? Is there any, the first, let's say, intervention as a first aid that you recommend to somebody who's going through mental exhaustion? A practical tip.
Practical
tip.
Just watch your breath.
Watch your breath.
The solution is in your nasal cavity. So you watch, particularly you also agree that the olfactory zone, if you can watch it, if you can slow down breathing instead of 15, 16 per minute, if you can make it about 6 per minute, that would do wonder. Simply watch a couple of minutes, then react, things will be all right.
So one can, let's say, stimulate their autonomic system, the parasympathetic system, just by breath.
Just by breath.
The sympathetic system is always on the go.
On the go. It's
always on the move.
Running high.
Yeah, and how do we balance the parasympathetic, the autonomic nervous system is through breath, is it?
Through the breathing is one of the things. In fact, I am developing one breathing app, which maybe in a couple of months we will launch, where we have also created all types of yogic breathing, plus what will give you stress relief. And there I have also introduced what is called a panic button. In case, as you rightly said, if you're feeling immediately, there we have given, even just press and listen to it. Just watch your breathing couple of minutes. That's it. Then we also tell them, do this. Then if you need medical attention, go ahead, take it. And we are not saying that this is one short solution. But this will at least make you feel calm.
That's such a practical...
very, very important, because many times for many road rages, many suicidal things, because this small intervention is not there is the cause. 1-2 minutes, just watch. Then you react. Things will be...
So many problems will be solved.
Many problems. Absolutely.
Thank you, sir. That's amazing.
The moment, that's as you rightly said, you try to somehow absorb that sympathetic peaks, things will be all right.
Right. Yes, sir. And When do you see any patterns or connections others might miss because of this dual expertise of yours on research and yoga? Do you see some patterns or recognize some things that others miss? Those in the scientific world. I'm sure it gives you that third eye to sort of become more intuitive.
Yeah.
So I'm sure there's intuition. Does your intuition improve with yogic mindset?
I will not comment on others,
No.
but definitely um, uh, anyone who is calm, their intuition will be good, because intuition is such a thing that is there depending upon whatever field in which you are. But why does not surface is because of the dynamics of the mind. If the mind is too crowded,
yes,
whatever is inherent in you does not come out. All that you want to do is be calm and it will come out. In fact, many of the greatest scientific discoveries, you see that has come out like this. Not when they are in the bustle of the lab. Somewhere they want to relax, or a cup of coffee, relax, and suddenly that will come.
Yes.
That's how it happens. Yes. So when the mind is relaxed, these things to anyone naturally happen.
True. And is there anything else that one can do other than breathing? Is there any yogic practice other than pranayama which can help as well?
Well, that is the higher aspects of meditation. So in yoga, Patanjali calls it as pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, samadhi. Especially dharana means concentration, focus. You focus on any object or concept, whatever. Then tatra ekatanata dhyanam. You focus only that, nothing else will come. At least in concentration, there is an effort. Mind is going somewhere, you are bringing it. Then if you train your mind, then you can just be there. You forget yourself as the subject. Only that concept will remain. Only that object. Adeva
Like
artamatra nirbhasam
right.
swarupa shunyamiva samadhihi.
Sorry, sir, could you repeat it?
Tadeva artamatra nirbhasam swarupa shunyam iva samadhihi. Which means only that object alone or the concept alone shines, and even you lose your own identity. Such moment, these sparks of knowledge come.
Yes, sir. So true. So is Trataka a part of that?
Trataka is also a method of improving focus, concentration. But meditation is much beyond, more generic. When meditation does not mean that you are static, passive. Even when you are moving around, even in your own work, for example, if you get into, you are not expected when you are doing your surgery or delivery, you run into some unexpected thing, complex situation, then your mind has to be meditative to solve. True. Then the doctor cannot panic. Yes. Then it has to be relaxed, focused completely. Yes. So it happens. So if this kind of training is there, then it can happen quite often. Right. And in whatever you are doing, your mind will be in the state of presence. Sure. So it will not wander. Yes. That is meditativeness.
So I have three questions. One, leading on, I mean. One is, how does a person who multitasks, how can that person become single-minded, sort of focused worker? Because multitasking is very, very common nowadays. You're driving, you want to reply to messages or call somebody, and the million things. You're cooking, you want to listen to music or listen to a podcast, whatever it may be. So how does one come over on multitasking? Or is multitasking okay? If somebody has a yogic mind, will they be able to multitask? Can you please throw some light on that?
See, whatever we say as multitasking, ultimately we know that mind only switches so fast, we think that we are doing something parallelly. It's really not. The thought, the chitta vrittis, what we call it as modifications of the mind stuff, that is the only one. You are now thinking of maybe asking some question. That question is then suddenly in between some other thought could come. The mind will take that shape. Again this shape, that shape. That's how it happens. Okay. Now, when we are saying multitasking, for example, driving the vehicle and talking, driving, because of our habitual training, it has become more a subconscious activity. That's necessary because you cannot always be calculating how to apply brake and holding stiff the steering wheel, etc. You want to be relaxed, and maybe you have your earphone, maybe listening to some music or something like that to relax. That's okay. But there is something called as you being aware of what you are doing. Generally, this is where we miss out. For example, we are eating and you're checking mobile phone, which is very bad. And when eating, you are simply taking something, you don't know what is going on. And finally, when you don't get anything, you realize that it's over. So your eyes are not feeling, and you are neglecting all your satiety signals that could come from your own system. And that's how you end up overeating. Because there's no satiety signal. And that's how people try to, drink too much of coffee, or because satiety is not there. Satiety is missing. This is the danger. If you are aware, now I'm sipping coffee, okay, I'm aware, going in. Best is if you can only eat or drink. Suppose on some occasion, then you are looking at something, you are aware. Now I am looking at this. Okay, now I'm sipping. Okay, I am aware. So generally what happens, there are a lot of self-talk that is going on in the mind. People will be commenting, for example, you are eating and watching something, and on that, whatever you are watching, your mind is also running a commentary, and you are also eating. You are not aware what is going on. And finally, if you trace back and see what I was doing,
Don't
you'll be aghast. You don't know what is going on. That is the danger. So we should develop that awareness. That is what is called as presence of the mind. There is also what these days called mindfulness. So whatever you do, mindfully you do. That's it. So there's nothing called as, mind handling 10 things at a time. It's only switching between things. So you must become aware. When you become aware, you become efficient. Then you don't need to juggle between too many things at a time. You become less anxious. And then only people, if you are anxious, what that has happened, what has happened, you want to know what is the news, what is the email, what is the WhatsApp, what is happening Instagram. No need. Relax. What do you want to worry about so many things? You want to eat, enjoy eating. That's it. Then you want to see this, now see this. Prioritize. So don't try to automate too many of these things. Then what happens? You will not enjoy any of these things. And many times in this act, you will replace whatever you send, your reactions, that can be
have
different and have negative implications. No need for that. Enjoy life, enjoy doing things. And then life will be better. We should get the grandeur of life. Life for anyone, whatever profession, is always the goal is to understand our own self and to realize that this happiness or ananda is inherent in us. All our activities, professions should always be oriented towards that. Then things will be good.
Very well said, sir. Thank you. So the second question that I had is for adolescents and youngsters. How does one improve their dharana, their concentration and focus? Again, in a world of very quick gratification, what are some interventions that can be done early in life? I mean, even in childhood, during school, the focus and concentration have become very, very scarce.
Very, very scarce. Very true. Very true.
Curiosity also.
First thing is, Patanjali says in his Ashtanga Yoga, the foundation is yama, niyama, ethical values in life. That must be properly inculcated into the young minds. If you don't know the foundational values, then you will go after immediate gratification.
Yeah. Yeah.
Today, mobile phone, one click, you will fall sick. You go to such sites. It's possible. There is no way you can prevent this. So they should be aware, okay, this is not my goal. For example, Patanjali says in Shaucha, cleanliness, purity. So you should emphasize how do you retain purity of mind? So if this is taught to them, they should know what is impure. What is impure at an age, we should know. We should know what we should not get into. What triggers the youth hormones in a negative way is all impure. At that age, it's not for you. And if this is told by some good stories in our culture, there are plenty of such stories. In Ramayana, Mahabharata, Sampurna Ramayana, read Balakanda. What a fantastic thing. Sri Rama's, how he conducts with parents, how he conducts with his Guru Vishwamitra. Fantastic. Such things that fixes in their young mind, then mind will be in a better state. Then teach them some of the things, as you rightly said, Trataka, even for some adolescents. Just watch how long can you hold on to this. And today, whenever I go to any schools, I ask this one question. How many of you read at least 1 hour undisturbed? No movement, no mobile, nothing. Hardly you will find hands going up.
True.
Because mobile phone.
Yes.
I'm talking about even people who are in their teens.
Yes. Yes.
Because now they are attached to this.
Yes. Yes.
So that should go away. And then dharana, there are practicing techniques are plenty. But if this foundation is not there, if the foundation is weak, then any building that you build upon that will not stand. If one is used to the negative hacking of the youth hormones, naturally he or she will go there only.
Yes.
Whatever other Bhagavad Gita, etc. you talk will not make sense. So from early, we should try to inculcate this culture. Then it becomes easy. So we have to shape them properly.
Yeah, that's true. So many people say, I don't have time for yoga. I don't have time for any sort of yogic, practices. What's your honest response? What's the smallest time commitment that one has to give for at least giving it a kickstart?
Yeah, see, always people, I don't know, somehow they are obsessed with this word time management. So, in my opinion, there's nothing called time management. Money management, I agree, because somebody may earn 1 crore a month, somebody may earn 1 lakh, somebody may earn 10,000 a month. So, money management makes sense. Time, all of us have 24 hours only in a day. So, time management is there's nothing like that. It's actually priority management. You have to prioritize. That's why always, if we know what is the most important value of human life, that's good enough. The most important value of human life is to know that we are inherently blissful. Inherently blissful. We don't have to do anything to become happy. It is there inside. How to discover that? How to go to that point? If that is our top priority, then all other things, including the way we work, would change. That value we should know, that human birth is something amazing. Our lot of scriptures talk about this, that being born as a human itself is a great boon. And the main purpose is that you are infinitely blissful.
Yes, sir.
And if you know that, then all our work, the way we respond, and what we prioritize in life, everything will fall in line. If this goal is not there, and as long as we think that this happiness is available somewhere outside, then that hedonic attitude will set in. So you keep chasing and chasing. You will be chasing always.
True, sir.
You will never reach the goal.
So would 5 minutes of yoga be meaningful or just symbolic? For
Why
those,
you
when I'm
asked a very
talking about
nice
those
question.
people who have
That comes
don't.
to basic point. What is yoga? Patanjali says yoga chitta vritti nirodha. Calmness of the mind. So calmness of the mind did not come from just doing some asana or pranayama. There are techniques. But if a person is, in our culture we say Purva Janma Samskara, through that if he has evolved himself and knows how to be calm always, Chitta Prasadana, it's called. In Yoga Vasishta, it is said Yoga Mana Prashamanopayaha. That's all. If you know how to keep the mind calm, that's good enough. You can do yoga anywhere, anytime. You are always a yogi. There's no need for having a time set. So, if you are, there is a single point of knowledge that in any situation you run across, if you think your mind is getting disturbed, okay, you distance. Okay, I want to be calm. That's important.
Yeah.
Other things, okay, leave it. But not. So you remain calm. That is yoga.
True, sir. So you've created the Surya program for students, and that's such a beautiful mnemonic. What are the 3 non-negotiables every working professional should build into their daily routine the coming year, let's say?
Yeah. This is in Surya program, what we have called student upliftment and rejuvenation through yoga. And Surya actually refers to the Surya Namaskara. Because all said and done, for most people, the mind cannot easily evolve to a very high level where you remain calm. For example, so we want first is do something physical movements, as in Surya Namaskara, because that is a very holistic body-mind technique. So what we first teach children is how to do this Surya Namaskara. We advise maybe at least do about 24 or 48 cycles of Surya Namaskara. It will take after all about 15 to 20 minutes. Then in that, I've written a book on this, where it is Surya Namaskara. There are 10 postures in our system of practice. With each posture, I have included one of the 5 principles of Yama, 5 principles of Niyama.
Oh, I see. Okay.
For adolescents. And I have included one story from real life situation. For example,
so beautiful.
When you talk about Satya or honesty, I have a story on Lal Bahadur Shastri, his life episode, what happened. So like that, for each of these things they have given, and I've told them how to practically implement these things. Right. That's it. Then couple of breathing means we don't complicate. 5 minutes, just watch your breathing. That's enough. That breathing meditation, we call it as. That is good enough. And it will take about 30 minutes maximum. And that would really keep them, quite at bliss.
So if someone finds 80% of their energy going to work and only 20% for health, family, and self, what pragmatic 6-month rebalancing plan would you suggest?
Well, Patanjali keeps it very, very straight and simple. Why does that happen? First, we have to question. Why are you spending 80% on something and 20% here?
Yeah.
If somebody says, for example, if you're a person who have a very great social outlook, yes, if you're spending 80% for someone else, for the upliftment of the society, good, no problem. Only 20% for the self. Great, we clap, we appreciate. But that 80% if you are finding or spending for your own selfish end, that is problem. That is problem. Anything that you drive with a selfish motive always induces stress and anxiety, uncalled for. If you ought to put it on some larger cause where there's no selfish motive, the more you put, the more you benefit. Because that no, you are not attached to the results of the problem. So that way, what you are doing with that 80% is the basic question. But definitely, I got your point. You are referring to the general mass who unnecessarily spend. Yes, for them, the advice is that know that life is not all about the work or the company to which you work. Life is beyond that. You must also, just like you plan your life insurance, paying premiums, etc. Here also you should plan for your own life to be happy in it, to invest your time properly. You know, if you start early, just like insurance premium, if you start early, the premium is less. Even here, if you start early, the time required is less. Do some yoga postures, breathing, some meditation, read some good scriptures. Maybe Bhagavad Gita, what we suggest, it could be Bible for someone else, whatever. Any good scripture which will give you the right direction for life, at least 5-10 minutes, and try to recollect that. Instead of always thinking about real estate or stock market, think about these things. Then your things will be right. So like this, you plan at least about 45 minutes in a day for some such things. If you invest now, your post-retirement will also be better. Company will not come after you quit the company. They don't come. They need not come. It's very true. So you have to plan. And if you don't plan, if you think that I will do after retirement all these things, then it will not happen. You see, after some age, no insurance policy will be given. Once your age has crossed some limit, whatever premium you are willing to pay, you will not get it. Even here, same thing will happen. Because if you are always baked with all the stress and anxiety and think that after 60 or 70 I will do, you cannot. Mind is a much, much more complex system. It won't listen to you. It is beyond all your logic. It has to be tamed. An unruly mind is the danger. It will eat you up. A trained mind, no matter whatever the ups and downs in the life, you can be peaceful. Mind is so powerful. So tame it. And it needs time.
Very well said, sir. So, what is a legacy that you wish to leave behind when you talk about yoga, your scientific pursuits, whatever it is? What is legacy to you? And how would you, let's say, envisage yoga taking shape in the next few years? And now that AI, as you rightly said earlier, now that the AI revolution is here, I'm sure yogic practices will become all the more important to make us the humans that we are, to make us humanely human.
Yes.
So how do you envisage all this? If you could give us some insight.
True. You see, first of all, I don't want to leave any legacy or any such things. No motive. My only aim is that, okay, by the grace of my Guru and God and parents, I want to realize who I am. That's all the aim I have for my life, nothing else. I don't intend to leave any legacy, things like that. You mentioned about AI. AI, now we are also using for AI and posture detection, etc., to make yogic practice better. There's one app we are developing and another thing. But yes, as you rightly said, the yoga has also got revolutionized, just like any other things. It has also become another parallel industry. And yes, but we should know that it is a very, very straightforward. And if you read Patanjali Yoga Sutra, you will understand that it is sheer common sense, what Patanjali has written. And I request all the practitioners to tread the path of sage Patanjali. And it is not really complex, and that will give us the right perspective, the right measure of yogic practice, which will, because what Patanjali is a great spiritual scientist and mathematician. I call him a scientist because whatever technique he has given there, they are repeatable. And anyone treading that path has to reach that destination point. He has written is beautifully. No need to get confused. It is not complex. Please go through and put it into practice. That's more than enough.
Sure, sir. Thank you very much indeed. So, what is one last sort of few words for this podcast that you'd like to leave our listeners with? One message.
Yeah. The biggest message is life is beautiful. The whole creation, whatever the ups and downs or troubles, whatever you call that may be around each one of us, they are all for the good of us. They all creation has only one important agenda. What is that agenda? Is to enable us to know our true self. That we are embodiment of bliss. And we should move towards it. And thankful, Dr. Aruna, for this podcast. And you are doing a wonderful job. God bless. Namaste.
Sir. Namaste, sir. Thank you very much indeed. What an extraordinary life. From winning the Satish Dhawan Award for scientists and engineers from his work in aerospace, to receiving the Karnataka State Rajyotsava Award for his contribution to yoga, and to quietly shaping generations through this yoga mandir that we are in today and the Surya program. In Dr. S.N. Omkar, we have met someone who doesn't just talk about balance between science and spirituality. He has lived it in the classroom, in the lab, and on the mat for decades. If today's conversation nudged you to rethink how you use your mind, your body, and your time, then this episode has done its job. Dr. Omkar, thank you for sharing your journey and your wisdom with us. And to everyone listening, this is Aruna from Luminary Lounge, signing off. Until next time, keep learning, keep experimenting, keep tuning into that quiet inner engineer, inner yogi towards the life of abundance and towards that inner self of eternal bliss. Thank you very much.